everybody, and welcome to a new video, and this will be Landmark. I am Xander Witch, and this is Landmark, which is a game. It's part of EverQuest Next, and it is currently in closed beta. And I was lucky enough through a PC Gamer magazine contest to get a temporary access key to closed beta. I'm hoping to extend it if it's at all possible, because it's a really neat game. So I thought I'd show you around a little bit and show you what I've learned so far. When you first log in after you create your character, and here I've created my character, but when you first logged in, you get to select an island to build on. I have one claim on the island of Serenity, so I'm going to pick a new one so we can explore today. I don't know if my materials will carry with me or not, so let's try Adventure. That seems like a good island to explore. So Landmark has some similarities to Minecraft, although a very different look, and those include it's a building game, it's an exploring game, you mine, you do lots of that stuff, but it has a lot of other cool stuff too. It's different. Right now I think they are going to add in monsters and fights and stuff like that, but right now the only kind of combat is PvP, which I have not even tried yet. So but I've just tried the exploring and mining and building part, claiming land, stuff like that. So we'll be right back as soon as it gets in. Okay, here we are. When you first spawn into a new area, you spawn in next to this portal spire. So the controls, the movement controls, can take a little while to get used to if you haven't played a game like this before, so keep that in mind. At first I was kind of crazy with it. When you see these little things that are outlined, when you highlight them, you can click them, left click them. This is an alchemy station where you can, brew potions and stuff, and these show you what you need to do that. Now let's check out my inventory here, which is this little backpack. I think you can also press I to get it. I'm going to close the alchemy station, open up my inventory. The first thing I want to see is if my materials carried over with me. Yes, they did. See, I have copper, iron, tin, dirt, sand, some agate, and a few other things, including some amethyst and tourmaline. My equipment also carried over with me, the copper pick that I made, and some wood. So the first thing, let me look again. I want to see if I have a claim flag. I think I only made one, but I think I have enough stuff to make another one. So yeah, I don't see any claim flags there. So the first thing you need to do, I mean, if you're going to build, is make a claim flag. So, and I think that may be over here, so let's check. And if my movements are a little rusty, it's because I am still really getting used to the different way of moving in this game from the other games I've been playing recently. So, okay, there you go. To build a claim flag, you need 6 heartwood, or actually 1 heartwood. I have 6, and 300 copper. So I'm going to go ahead and craft one just by hitting this button. I'll have it in my inventory, and that way when I find my space, I can lay claim to it. So we're at this portal spire on the island of Adventure, and let's look at our map. You do that by hitting M. You can already see there's somebody built right down there, somebody's land claims. If I click this little button, show claimable land, anything that is not covered in red here is area where I can claim. Look, you can kind of shift this into 3D with your right mouse button here. But let's go back to where I am, and you can see a couple other people are here too. You can zoom out with your mouse wheel, kind of get an idea of what's going on here. Now there's some ocean up there. My other house is a beachfront. I like that, but it doesn't have to be. I think this dark green is forest, like the old forest. But you can see there has been a lot of claims here already on this island. So I think I will head, let's see, if I'm facing north, when I kind of head to the southeast here, because there seem to be a lot of spots here, and we'll see if we can find something we like. Now I am horrible, even with this compass rose, of following directions, so we may end up somewhere else than when we mean to be. But that would be north with that little blue thing pointing up, so we want to turn south. There we go. And let's just head out this way a little bit. since that looks like an opening here. So you can run, you can do lots of cool acrobatics as you're exploring. You can jump. And you can't build right next to the portal sphere, so you get that little message which says you may now mine, place blocks, and place a claim. So, and as we go along, I'll just show you stuff and how to mine and build. And well, I'm not very good at building yet, but I've started to learn how. So it is definitely a whole new adventure. But this orange stuff is copper, which you need a lot of in the game. You have to pay to upkeep your claims. So keep that in mind. Even if you don't think you need copper, go ahead and get some. Now what you do is you click one. See my copper pick is right there in my one bar on my inventory. And you have a lot of spaces there. So, and then just, so click one. The circle shows you where you can reach. If it's red, it means you're not close enough. So just go ahead and hold it down, and you will keep mining as long as you're holding it down in the blue circle. And you may, like if this is a pretty deep thread of ore, or you know, then you can move in closer as you go. Sometimes you even have to you know, like create a space for yourself to get in so you can get more of this stuff. So yeah, your claims, you actually have to pay upkeep on them. So definitely a good idea, and copper is the currency. So it's always a good idea to get more copper. And you can prepay too, so if you don't think you're going to be on in a while or you're working on another claim, good idea to prepay so you don't lose your claim when you're away from it. So, but at the same time, it's a good idea if you get a claim, you have it for a day and you decide it's not really where you want it to be, then you just let it go and it will revert to whatever higher power exists in this land. I never played EverQuest though, so I don't, you know, this is totally new for me. But I like it, kind of cool, because it's almost like Minecraft in creative mode here. See, you can see the big or really light orange rocks, that's the copper. But you'll get some other things, like you might get dirt and regular stone while you're mining if it's nearby. And sometimes you get some surprises like these little bags. That they look like little bags coming into your inventory, and they can be like coal or this special kind of dirt. So, and I'll show you another thing's kind of cool too as soon as and then well, there's lots of cool things, but another is that the land, you know, you're not going to be going all over EverQuest and see, or Landmark, and see a bunch of holes like this where people have been mining, because after a certain period of time, after you're done with your mining, the land, from what I understand, will self-heal. So that's kind of cool. Okay. I don't see any more right there, although if I shift my view around, I can see there's a little bit of copper sticking out there. And a little bit down here. Okay, so there I am in my little cave I built. Look, there's more down there. Sometimes it's good to mine it all up, because sometimes there will be another ore underneath of it. I found some earlier that way. I think it was the tourmaline I found that way. Let's see. There we go. Okay, we'll head on out. Let me show you what I was talking about in the inventory. The neat thing about it is that you can see all the different things that are available and where they're available. So, like silver is found on tier 2 and tier 3 islands. I'm on a tier 1 island, I think, but the thing is, I think if you dig down you can get stuff, because I found tourmaline and on a tier 1 island, so I'm not quite sure of all the terminology yet, which each means. There's the portal, so let's keep heading south. Now here's something else. You can kind of see it sticking out. It'll be kind of shiny if there's ore there. Now, this might be agate, but let's see. When it starts popping into your inventory, yeah, that looks like agate. I've got lots of that before. I haven't had a use for it yet, but I'm sure it'll come up, because there's crafting and things like that here. So, and until you can get your own crafting gadgets, I guess you want to call them, you can go to the portal to craft. So, you can also cut down trees. So what you do is you get next to it. If it keeps doing that, it means you're not quite in the right position. There you go. And you see the green bar. If you keep just left clicking, just hold it down until the green bar is empty. You will, like right now I am gathering wood. I could stop now and I just have a bunch of just plain wood. But if you go all the way until you cut the whole tree down, then you'll get heartwood, which you need for certain things like making copper picks and things. So I'm going to go ahead and get this whole tree. And it also, you know, adds to your inventory, so when you're ready to build, you have lots of materials to build with. So here, okay, there we go. That's the last of it. Okay, let's keep heading our southerly direction here. And I'm gonna hit escape to put my pick back in my inventory so I don't start knocking things on accident. Yes, and the movement is pretty cool. It's like a very athletic person running through the forest. Like, this is all she does. And you can jump off things and do flips. It's kind of cool. Like, if you jump off the side of the mountain and hit spacebar a couple times, you may find yourself doing a couple flips. So, which my kids are watching, they love it. They're like, look at that, hey! They're both gymnasts, and sometimes that there is a little lag glitch. Okay, so usually you can just stop moving, you can get it to stop, but if that doesn't work, try hit escape. Okay. It doesn't happen too often in my experience, but sometimes when it's just running, it does. So, here we go. Let's see. Let's check up there. Look at that. Oh my goodness, we're right next to a mountain. Maybe we'll try to go around this way. You can go up, but it's a little more difficult. You'll see you'll stop running and start walking instead. If I say it doesn't happen very often, then in the video it'll start happening all the time. There we go. Look at that. That is so cool. Look at all the plants and stuff. I haven't quite figured out if you can gather all the plants yet, or just certain ones that are good for potions and stuff. Still figuring things out. Like I said, this is my first time playing. I played a little bit, you know, just on the other island just to get a feel for things. So I wouldn't, you know, just so I could show you some stuff. So look at this. This is cool. There's some copper again. You can see that bright orange bit of copper there. And there are caves in this game too. So let me try a jump here. Oh, there you go. You saw a little bit of a flip there and a little bit of slide. Yeah, and there's a full flip. So stop for a minute. Come on. There we go. I've got my graphics quality on kind of medium so that I can so it won't be overtaxing my computer. I don't know, you know, it depends on what kind of computer you have, I guess. So let's check our map in a minute here. And you hit the space bar to jump, and so there's, you know, once you get used to it, it's pretty cool interface. Woohoo! I keep flashing. Flashing. There we go. I wonder if that's more agate. I gotta check. I can't help myself. Curiosity there. Get my pickaxe out. Guess I'm a little far away. It looks like agate, but I'm gonna check anyway. When it starts popping out of the ground, it's easier to see. Yeah, agate. Okay, let's see where we are. The surprising part is that I haven't found any other claims. Did I really go in the opposite direction, or did I? No. No, I went south. I just went a little southwest instead of southeast. But it looks like there's a lot of claimable land down here, so we can keep heading. I mean, there's a claim near us. There may be a structure there. If we see it, that would be cool. I'm just going to glance around to see if I can... Ah, yeah. Look at that. Let's head up and just take a look at it. I'm going to put away my pickaxe. And we'll just take a look. Now, you can set your permissions as to whether I think people can come into your claim or not. You know, if you want to be able to come check it out or not. I'm not sure if you can make them invisible or not, but somebody's been working on that. It looks pretty cool even from here. But you can see once you get on really steep cliff, you can walk up there to some degree, but it's you know, you go from running to walking, so The physics are a little more realistic than some games, but... Oh, yeah, somebody's working on a castle. Look, there's their claim flag. You can jump a little bit to make it up. There's grappling hook, too, that you can craft to make it easier. I don't have one yet. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Somebody's working on a castle. That is so awesome. See a little window and everything. Now, I wonder if we can get in. That's the question. Because sometimes, like I said, depends on the permissions they have set up or not. Come on. See, like maybe we could jump in the window there. Now, what's it say? It says, you know, when you, yeah, Tyrannus's claim. Yeah, we're in their claim, so. Oh, and you can like it. Look at that. You can say, hey, that's cool. I was trying to get in the, I may have to go around a more proper door. Okay. Let's walk around, because this is pretty cool. Ah, is this a doorway or stairway? It almost looks like it is, but then when you get closer, it's like, nah. Ah, here we go. Look at this. Oh my, wow. That is cool. Look at that. Look at the windows. It looks kind of post-industrial or something, you know? I don't even know if that's the right term, but it's pretty cool. They've been working hard on that and just figuring out all the... Look, and even little snow sculpture or something. Look. Oops. Little marble stairs. That's so cool. Yeah. I can see where you could build something like that with this. There's a little smooth button. That's this one, the smooth tool. This is pretty cool. Let's go in. Little lamp. Okay. No. So they have... What is this again? Yeah, I can't use the refining stations. Can only be used by their current owner. So I wasn't really trying to use it. I was just trying to see what it was. They got a chest over there. These things you can craft. Oh, check out the mirror. See if I click on that. What's it say? Huh? Doesn't say much. Now I wonder, I see another line and I wonder if this isn't a claim within a claim or something. Oh look, it's a pool. Whee! Ah! Yeah. Ah, this is pretty cool. I'm pretty acrobatic in this thing. So, just checking it out. Looks like you can go up top. I think that's all I'm going to do right now to look at. But this is pretty cool. So people have, yeah, they take this. You can do this. I am not ready for this yet, but I'm going to give it a like. Just to let them know that I think it's pretty cool. So, anyway, let's keep going south. Ooh, not that way, south. And if you get lazy, you can just jump over everything. Oh, there's the beach. I love the beach, so let's head down there. Maybe we can find a piece of claimable land for ourselves. Woohoo! Right now you don't die from falling off these cliffs and rolling down them, but I don't know if that'll change in the future or not. You know, in Skyrim, this stuff, you can walk like this almost on any piece of land. Like certain games you can't, you know, you're limited to a certain path. But in this game you can pretty much walk anywhere except like right into a tree. Like you would in real life. But in Skyrim, if you do that, you die. Gotta get to the ocean. And there it is. Look, you can see somebody built something out there too. Pretty cool. Let's see where we are and see if it's claimable. Oh yeah, it's nice and open. We can make a claim here. And I like it. It's got a nice view, but we got a little, almost flat space here. Not too much, but I'm just going to build something really simple because that's all I have the skill for right now, but I'm learning. But the first thing we got to do is stake our claim. So we take our claim plate, right click it, and decide where you want it. Like I guess I'm right in the middle of where I want mine. So I'm going to set it down there and left click. Okay, and it says each claim you stake increases your upkeep rate. An amount equal to your current upkeep is reduced from your upkeep bank balance every 24 hours. So, to maintain claim ownership, you must ensure there are sufficient funds in your upkeep bank to pay this. So, our current upkeep rate is 300. Our new upkeep rate will be 600. because I have another claim on another island, I guess. So I have to confirm. Woohoo! Now voxel vision, I think, just shows you other, you know, where the claims are and things like that. So, and it shows you your claim boundaries there. So that's this here. Oh, this thing disappears in just a minute, but you can look around and you see the big cube around you. That is your claim area where only you can build. So now, before we get to building, I just want to see what that is out there. My curiosity has gotten the best of me. But you'll be able to see your claim on the map now, and it extends, you know, people can't build real close by. You know, you see the big red square around there. So, so we're protected for that for now. So we can go check this out, and I can show you something else you can do. I think it's so cool. I don't know why, but well, like you can swim in Minecraft, but you look kind of silly. But when you swim in Landmark, you look like you're actually swimming, and it's kind of cool. So I'm gonna take a swim. Woo! All right. So as soon as you get in the water, look at that, and you can look up here, and you can look. If you tilt down enough. Yeah. Look, I'm treading water. If you tilt down, right? Yeah, there. See, I can look underwater. And right now, there's no, like, you don't drown if you're just hanging out there. But I love the graphics, I gotta say. That is just awesome. It's pretty. This is the most, I think next to Skyrim, this is the most realistic graphics I've seen. And it's probably, it may be better, because it's been a while since I played Skyrim, so. But where you feel like you're actually up close and personal, so. So I'm gonna take a swim, check out this other claim. You can jump. See, there's even ore under the water. So. Now look, yeah, that's one of the things you can paint with lava. And I'm interested to see that because I was kind of afraid to use it because in Minecraft you set lava down, pretty soon you're on fire, you know? But I guess that's more of a texture than actual flowing lava, so. Woohoo! Taking a swim, jumping out of the water. We're so excited, we're so excited. We just want to come see the claim. Or is this a structure? I don't know, because I haven't run into... It hasn't told me I'm in anybody's area yet, but we're getting close. I'll bet you it's going to. Check it out. Now, I wonder if somebody abandoned their claim. Maybe that's why it's not telling me. But it's just like this monolith here. Pretty awesome. So let's walk around and see if there's a door. Kind of afraid to touch the side there. Yeah, it's just like, let's see if there is a door, or if it's just supposed to be a monolith. Aha, what is this? Ah, now we're seeing something. There's a little dock over here or something. Now I wonder if I jump up, yeah. Ah, Tyrantic's claim number 3. See, I wonder if I can jump up in there. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Can see some stairs. This is pretty cool. I have to admit, I wouldn't have thought of this. So, I mean, everybody's like, oh, I want to build a castle, and I like the lava. It's just like a tower. Ah, and it's got more areas here. This is pretty cool. Oh, and there's spikes on the stairs. That is awesome. Sorry for my not so great way of moving. I'm still getting used to it, but it's not smooth for me yet. Took me a while on Minecraft though, you know, too. So let's jump out. Can we? Doesn't want to let us. There we go. Alright, so that's pretty cool. Alright, well, I am going to run back to my claim and we'll build a little something before we wrap this up. I'll be right back. Hey, I am back. I just want to show. I am back almost to my claim, which is basically right in front of me. If I look at the map, I'm right at the edge of it anyway. You can click. There's a couple little things. You can manage your character here, like. Oh, it just gives you information about it. I don't have any armor or anything yet, so I guess this is for later. Tells you what tier you are at everything now. Crafting, harvesting. Let's see. Was there a mining one? No. Okay. I haven't used that one yet. But there is also, you can click your map, your recipe journal, which is kind of cool. So if you want to know how to make something, like when I made my iron pick, I knew that I needed the 4 ingots. Or actually 6 copper ingots, 6 elemental copper, and 8 hardwood. So, and then when you want to make better things like iron pick, so the iron you have to go and smelt at a refinery, which right now is only at the portal. But I think you can also, like, I think you can make those, you know, like refining station, maybe. Yeah, you can make your own smelter and stuff like that to have right in your house, but you got to have the stuff for it. So you start with your superior smelter, I guess, which you need a tungsten ingot, elemental tungsten, silver ingots, and lots of coal. So, and also the help screens are really cool. They give you tips on getting started. So, like what to do in your first 10 minutes so you can get your craft, so you can get your claim flag. I can't even talk. Anyway, how to move, which was important for me, what to do with the claim flag, and then how to upkeep your claim, how to pay for it, and also about caves. We haven't found any caves here yet. I did find one on the island of Serenity there. How to make how to use a grappling hook, and kind of how to build. So the building is kind of, I would recommend that you watch this and watch other videos to help you out. So, and yes, I am recommending some of the other people who have made some great videos on this, because without them I wouldn't have gotten started very well. Because the building is not very intuitive, I guess would you say, you know. So, oh, here we are, right on my claim. So I'm going to build something really simple here. It seems like my claim is following me. Okay, here we go. We just crossed over the line. We're in Xanderwich's claim number 2. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is the basic building. These little tools down here, we got the add tool, the smooth tool, the line tool, the selection tool, the delete tool, the heal tool, and the paint tool. Those are all used for building. So what we are going to do, first of all, you do need to go mining, because you need a lot of these materials, and there's different shapes which I'm going to work with later, not in this episode, but maybe in another one if I keep on with this. But have lots of dirt and lots of stone at least to start with if you want to build something basic. Now the cool thing is that dirt in itself can be made into all these other things without anything extra from you, including rugs. So that's pretty cool. Or cloth. So, and the same thing with wood. Well, wood right now we just got this rough plain wood, but we also have a few more, although I don't have a lot of it. I only have 98 of those, but to make other stuff. And metal is the same way. Out of copper you get all these different textures, and out of tin the same thing. Although right now I'm going to save my metals for other things like crafting for now. So if we just want to build a simple house, I am not even, mine is going to be so simple it's not even funny. But at least I can do this now. At first I couldn't even do that. The first thing I was doing is taking this add tool, say picking a material, which is right here. So let's pick just some grass. Now let's pick some stuccoed wall so we can see it. And I was just, so pick that, pick add tool, and then I was just building like you do in Minecraft. See, and that was like, oh my gosh, this is going to take forever. Look at that. You know? So that's what I was doing at first, but that's not really the most efficient way to do it. So actually the first thing I'm going to do is delete that. I'm going to take my selection tool and you just pull it back. Now, depending on which corner you grab, you can change it. Like I'm going to go up a little bit, and then I'm going to hit the delete tool. When I do that and then click on that box I've selected, see, get rid of everything in that square, which will make it nice for little landscaping too before we make our house. So keep hitting the escape button too many times. So let's do that first. Let's kind of flatten out a little area. We'll use that area where we just deleted to start with. Okay, so we use our little selection tool, and the measurement here is voxels. So like each little square is a voxel. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger, but not too huge, because when we fill it in, we need materials to build with, obviously. And those come right out of your inventory. And the little number up here says how many of those you could have. What was I going to say is that now when you delete things, they do go back into your inventory, so keep that in mind. Okay, now look, I built a nice little square here. Now, it looks like it, and you can hit Control Z if you make a mistake as an undo thing. But it looks like that rock is still going to stick out, so I'm going to go ahead and mine it, because I can use the extra stone and stuff. I guess I'm not close enough, so let's head over here. Look, I like that. Look, it's almost like, come on, why can't I? It's like this. Let me zoom in and see if that helps any. Ha! That is going to be interesting. How do we get rid of the floating rock that doesn't even want to acknowledge it's there? Let me try the selection tool again. What if can I delete the middle of the rock? No, apparently not. Okay, that's going to be interesting. Okay. So I'm gonna delete a little bigger area over here as well. I'm gonna start with here so I make sure I have it at the right level. Okay, now I'm gonna take it up. Now I'm gonna walk around here. I'll walk around here, really I am, and bring it back this way a little bit. Okay, so grab it with the left click, pull it back, make sure it's still on line with the previous square. Okay, now I'm going to hit my delete tool and then click on that box, and there we go. And yeah, it looks like something's still sticking there, and I accidentally went one level down, one level more than I meant to. But what I can do is take my selection tool and do that so that we can get it level. That's one problem I had with my first house before. So delete tool, dink. There we go. Alright, I'm going to see what's happening with those rocks when we do this. Now, again, we need our selection tool. That seems like the most important tool here. And I am going to back up out of here. Kind of try to get... Now, you hit escape just to let go of the tool, so... I want to be able to kind of see the whole area, so... I'm trying to find a good spot. Okay, get our selection tool. And we want to see how big we want our house to be. Try and drag the top of that over. Want to take it way over here. Now I actually dragged it up instead of over, but I'm going to want to go up anyway, so we'll go to the wall. And then you can grab it and drag it up. I'm going to see if I can grab this. This corner might be easier to grab because I can see it better. Now it takes some getting used to. I'm going to do, yeah, that's a little bit easier. Now I want it to be even taller than that though, because you need room to walk through. Okay, let me take a look at it. Okay, I do want to make it a little taller, so I'm going to drag it up there. Okay, let's start with that. Now what we do is we click on the add tool, then we select our material that we want to build with, and let's build with something really simple here. You can build with dirt. Or rock. We have rock. We have more dirt than anything though, so I think I'm going to start with that. And you can pick a material down here, or you can just start with the dirt like this. And once you've selected it, then make sure you have your add tool and select it again, or get on the box. Make sure yeah, I accidentally deselected my add tool. Okay, you see how the box turns yellow? Then you can left click. Now what's it say? Probably says I don't have enough dirt or something. I may have to make it a little smaller. So let's really build a small house, okay? Let's build a little storage shed, right? It can be interesting because like the grass is hiding your view and everything, so. Okay, now let's go up. Okay, now let me walk up to it, make sure I'm going to be tall enough to actually get into it a little bit taller. Okay, let's select our dirt, add tool. Now what's it telling me? It's clicking like there's something wrong, but do I need 7163 for that? We're going to have to build a tiny house. I must have used a lot of dirt in my previous house, but at least I think that's what's going on. It is a learning process. Like I said, storage shed here. A little bit taller. Add tool. There we go. Okay, now you don't want to deselect that, okay? What we want to do is we want to go and get on top of that little house we made. See if we can jump up there. It's not very tall. Yep. Okay, now we want to get our selection tool back and just bring it in by one block on all sides. One voxel, excuse me. I better start using the right terminology here. Now it says we have 2048 dirt. Let's keep an eye on that. Okay, so we're going to bring this in by one here too. Turn around. Okay, it's by one on all sides, and then what you do is you take your delete tool, click on that, and you've emptied out your little hut. I'm going to call this a hut. And look, my dirt went back up to 5166. Now I'm going to use my line tool, and I'm going to make, will that work here? Whoops. I'm going to try to make a beam, but I may have to use the selection tool for it. Okay, I'm going to start here and just drag it straight up. Then I'll use the add tool again. Okay, this is going to be our roof. And you can just add it like that too. Now how many voxels was that? 5. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then once you do that, I think you can start using your line tool. So we got our line tool. Click it and then bring it down. I am still learning how to use everything. But maybe it's the selection tool. I think the lines may have to be like just straight things like on the same plane. So that may be why I'm not being able to use it right now. So okay, I am back, and there is just, I think what there is a bug with the line tool right now, because I read a little bit on the wiki and it said there is a bug about how it's placing, and I couldn't quite figure it out. It places great from just, you know, a nice straight line, but it doesn't want to seem to ramp. So for now I'm just gonna we're gonna we're going to do it the long way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build, like we got the roof here, 6 voxels high on this side. So we're going to turn around and do the same thing on the other side. So it's 1 voxel down into the roof here. So we will drag that back one. Not that many. Okay. Keeps doing it one more than I mean to. Okay. Don't quite have that in the right place. Okay. 6. Now let's drag it over. You got to be careful which one you're grabbing. Okay, let's add our clay. We're going to kind of cheat on the roof here, but we are going to use the line tool. But we're going to do it like this. So we're going to build a lot of straight lines. And then we're going to go to make our sloped roof. So we're going to go 1 down here. And then we can delete the parts we don't need. Or just have a really wacky roof, which is possible. And I like being able to see the grid there. It helps me know I'm lining it up right. Now, yeah, the line tool is supposed to adjust itself when you ramp it, but it's just not doing it, so. I'm going to build one even with that one, because we're getting toward the bottom of our roof here. We'll just start going outward now. So left click, left click. You can also, I think, put L to fill it in. Now let's see if it will build underneath me. Apparently it will. Oops. There we go. And if we want, we can. Now we'll have to use our little add tool just to add 1 block there, 1 block there, and then we can go back to our line tool to fill it in. Yeah, some people said on the forums that even the line tool is sometimes fidgety. It likes to go one direction better than another, etc. So it does appear to be a glitch. But it is in closed beta, so, you know, it's not like it's perfect and that I paid $60 for it and it's not working. Haha. I'm going to go on to the other side. Oh, can I get there? Ah. Jumped a little too far. Sometimes I like that when I'm hanging on the roof, but now I went too far. Oh, come on, you can do it. There you go. Nothing like standing on the edge of a roof. Alright. So this is another way to do it. It's a little, I think, takes a little longer, but it works. Okay, now it's time for the roof to get straight. If I made the building a little wider, it would, I think we could have more of a sloped roof all the way across, or, you know, all the way down. But since I didn't, this is the way we're going, because I told you it was going to be a simple building, and it will be. There we go. Come on, you can get it, you can get it. There we go. And one more out, we got to get our add tool. Put one there. One there. Get our line tool again, which is number 5 at the moment. I had it, I had it. This is really sensitive because there's so many places to place. Okay. And now we can leave our funky little thing there, or we can kind of use our selection tool to delete the square like this. You can just hit the delete key too, by the way, when you do that. Don't have to get the tool. And then I'll use just the delete tool by itself to delete the extra individual squares, and since there aren't that many, it's not a big problem. This is going to be a very interesting looking roof. Okay, and later on I think we'll get to circles and shapes, like where you can make archways and stuff, but for now I'm going to leave that for another time. I said I'm not sure. It depends on if I can get a closed beta key for longer. Like I said, this one is just a 7-day one. So now, this just shows you how you can go from building really simple things in this to very elaborate, from you saw from the other builds we looked at. So here we go. Okay, so we have a funky roof. Let's go look at it. Ooh, we're gonna turn around. Really, we are. It doesn't want me to turn around. Maybe it's because I'm holding the tool. Actually, I kind of like it. Huh? Okay, so we have it. We have something there, a little structure. Very basic. So what we're gonna do now is let's paint this baby. Let's make it look like more than just dirt. I just want to get it right on what I want. So you can even paint just the beams. Like, let's go over here and select some stone and make a stone beam here, right across the front. Not sand, stone. And let's see, what could we go with? If we were going really crazy, we could go for the lava, but I think I'll go for something else, something foresty. Okay, so then you click your paintbrush key and over your selection, and you hit it there. Now let's see, did it turn out well? Yeah, I'm still getting this paintbrush thing. And maybe it just matches the dirt too well, or maybe it's too dark. Sometimes that's it. Let me put up my torch. Put up a torch over here, and that's what happens if you right click it. If you left click it, you'll light it up there. So let's see, do I have enough? It's 1 voxel by 17 voxels. I select my Midland rock, select my paintbrush, it doesn't seem to want to give me that. Maybe I need something else. So let's go back to the dirt, because I know this works. Stuccoed wall here. Yeah, there we go. Maybe there's something else I need for that, but you can definitely paint it there. Maybe it's the kind of stone I have. I don't know, but I just painted the dirt, or I just painted the grass on accident. Okay, so let's go ahead and paint we'll paint the front of our house here like this. I think you can kind of select the whole thing if you want to. I'm trying to get down to the bottom layer here. One more down, and it keeps pulling out, and I don't mean to do that. Let's walk up a little bit. There we go. Just had to be able to select. Let's try tundra dirt. See, I'm wondering why some things don't work. It's just driving me crazy. So, but we know that the stucco works, so we're gonna do that. Yeah, this is, like I said, it's a new game. I'm new at it, so we're gonna have glitches and things that don't work, but you know, it gives us something to figure out. Yeah, we're gonna have a nice little white house here. Look at it, it's so cute. Okay, let's go over to the side. I am actually going to get up on the hill so I can see a little better. Now I'm going to have to explore some of these of what you can paint, what you can't, and things like that. And Okay, I'm going to try to select this whole business here. Not down there. I got to be careful what I click. Like, yeah, I didn't even know I could do that. That should cover it. Whoa. Now, I had that problem with Minecraft too when I was first learning it. When you select stairs and stuff, when you're clicking on them, it all depends on where on the... Now I'm going to try some wood. We'll see if wood works, because I know I have some and probably enough to... Let's try this burled wood, and we'll try to paint it. Ah! What did it say? Okay. At least it told me that. You do not have enough materials to build that. Can we do work slate? We can! Look, I did it! Amazing. And let's get the rest of our house here. Let's see if we can paint it with the stucco. It may have just been a matter of me clicking things in the wrong order. Extend that out a little bit. Go back to our stucco. Paintbrush. Stucco. There we go. And looks like I missed a little bit along the bottom there. You can paint it one at a time if you want, or you can go back and get your selection tool and then paint it in. There we go. Now, let's go see if that painted the inside too, because it's only one voxel long, so I don't know if it painted just the outside or... Yeah, it got the inside too, because it was only one voxel thick, so... If you want to, yeah, that's gonna be... Or you can use the selection tool, which definitely seems faster, so... And it looks like we might have missed a little bit on the bottom, but it may be because it's, maybe it's one layer underground or something, because it's hard to tell with this where it placed and everything. So let's see. Go across here. Now if I'm wondering if I pull back here. See, I can't get all the corners as part of the problem. Yeah, it looks like I'm in there. So paint, stucco. Yeah, I got it. Look at that. Look at that. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I swear. Now let's see if we can get this whole interior wall. Now we didn't get the whole roof of slate. We got part of it. So selection tool. We'll try to get back in the corner there. I'm obviously grabbing the wrong corner because I keep them going out instead of... There we go. Across. Bring it out a little bit to make sure you cover the... We want to cover that wall too. Then we can use this. I think we can push it up. Yeah. Go to right. One more. One more. Come on. Okay. Paint. Stucco. We weren't quite far enough over, but I think we can fix that real quick. If we just grab this corner here. Make sure I got my selection tool going on here. Okay, get the paintbrush back, and voila. So we got the whole inside wall. Getting better, getting better. And any spots that we missed, we can do that with. Some of them aren't even or won't be smooth, or they'll be shadows. So, because it is getting dark, and I noticed that sometimes in the dark you can't really see the colors. So, we got our little gray roof. Come out here and see if we missed any spots. And there we go. Yeah, we missed a little bit there, so we can get the rest of the roof. And the corner, it didn't get the outside corner. Then that makes sense. And you can, like I said, paint it one at a time if you want to, or use your selection tool, whatever is easiest for the particular project you're getting at, or the, the part. And we still need to do the back wall. So I'm going to finish painting that. I'll be right back. Alright, we're all painted up on the inside. And now I'm just going to, just for fun, make a little window. You can pull it down a little bit more. And then if you want to, you could use your line tool again. Let's see if it wants to work on the inside here. Let me move back out of the way. And even make a little crossbeam on it, which is kind of cool. So, and there's our window, and everything is transparent. That's pretty cool. So that is very, very basic. We can make a floor. I might have enough wood to make a floor, but we'll see. Just make sure it goes up one level. Let's want it to be 1 voxel high. I'll start again here. It is really tricky to get it in the right spot. Gotta get the right corners. My goodness. Here we go. Stop there, get up, turn around. Get a good, better view on it. Alright, I think we got it. So we want to fill that in with the add tool. I'm going to go ahead and select the wood, see if we have enough. I'm not sure we do. It says we need 87. Do we have enough? No. Let's see if we have enough of this. Oh, not quite. Yeah, they need 286. We can make a half floor though. Haha. Or half and a half. We're gonna have to make a teeny floor. Let's make a stone floor. We got enough for that. I'm not very good at the math here. You gotta be good at the math. Haha. No, I'm actually alright at the math. It's just I wasn't sure how much I had, and yeah, still getting used to how much even a little floor takes. Like I said, you gotta do a lot of mining. So we got lots of stone, and I think we have enough sand, because it said we need 156 to make something nice here. Let's try this. Roof tile. Should we use roof tile? How about some beach sand? Alright, there we go. That is really bright. Little beach sand floor there. So when we step out and we are outside. Okay, that is our very simple house. And I still have a lot of learning to do, just like you would too if you're playing Landmark for the first time. And I hope we can learn together. So I'm hoping to be able to do more videos with this. We'll see, and see what kind of fancier structures we can have. I'll do some research on learning the shapes and stuff and how to use them, like that circle. I don't know why it doesn't want to work. It keeps laying down squares, and maybe it's just, I'm still learning. So we will get to it. We will learn and we will grow, and maybe, who knows, we'll be building castles together someday. So thanks for watching. I am Xander Witch, and I hope you appreciated this first look at Landmark. Take care. Bye bye.